Warning. The following podcast contains explicit language, honest opinions and a sense of humor. Welcome to the Brothers Take.
We're here to celebrate Christmas, the birth of video games.
That should be the intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Chris, joined by my brothers Adam
Hello.
and Eric.
Hello.
We are back in the room to talk more about video games, and for this Christmas special of our podcast, we're going to be looking back on our fondest Christmas gaming memories. So that is to say, these might not be our favorite games of all time, but that we had a really good time at Christmas with either these games or these consoles or whatever it is that we bring up during this entire episode. And we're just going to look back fondly on some Christmas memories of gaming as gamers. Did that all make sense? I think it did.
Yeah.
So if you're watching us on YouTube, you can join in on this discussion by jumping into the comments and letting us know what your fond gaming memories are at Christmas time. If there's a particular game you like to play, maybe you have a Christmas tradition, something you like to play every Christmas, or there could be something that you just remember getting from Santa one year, and it was just like the best Christmas ever. Oh my god, I can't believe it's a Nintendo DS 3D.
While you get possessed by the devil itself.
Yeah. That's what the D in 3D stands for. You know that it's Three Devils. So if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to jump into the comments and join the discussion. Whereas if you listen to us on audio platforms, you can touch base with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take. Let us know what your fond gaming memories at Christmas time are, or any other Christmas traditions you'd like to share. Why not? Maybe we'll start with a little Christmas tradition each before we get into games, if there's one that we have. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk Christmas gaming memories. Okay, so let's talk Christmas. Just before we talk about games, actually, just for the crack, do either of you have like something that you do every single Christmas?
Yeah, give up about going to mass.
Eric, you give out about going to mass every. This is the first year you won't get to.
I know, it's great. This is my fondest Christmas memory.
The Christmas yet to come. Okay, any positive traditions?
Every Christmas, bringing Call of Duty up to the altar to be blessed. So that way, when I'm killing or pawning those people online, it's in the name of Jesus.
This isn't what I wanted this to go at all.
There's no way you're going to get a serious reaction out of this.
No, of course not. No.
No.
Remember, Christmas is all about the birthday of Santa Claus. There he is on a can of Coke. Good man, Santa. So genuinely, does anyone have any Christmas traditions that they do every year?
Yeah, you get up and you open the presents. No, wait,
Sorry.
There's get up, and there's wait for everyone else, because for some reason that was indoctrinated into us from an early age, so we have to wait for everybody. So I have to sit there and be like, why is no one else getting up? It's fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. They should be up.
Why did you get up so early? That's what I want to know.
Well, I can't sleep. I never even got up. I was just sitting there.
I was awake all night.
I was rocking in front of the chair.
We watch the Harry Potter movies every Christmas. Not Christmas Day.
Like
I'll
on
eat
Christmas Day. Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah,
I mean,
because that's the
I'm talking
moment
about
where
Christmas season. You don't need a Christmas Day. No.
Christmas
Oh.
season. Yeah.
Is there any traditions you do?
Yeah,
You should've
we're
said that.
mine. I suppose I always tried to sneak Muppets Christmas Carol in there somewhere. I managed to put it on.
Do you know I watched that last night?
We were putting up our tree this year. I just put it on in the background, I guess. But sure, once the tree's up, then you just have to sit down and watch the rest of it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Michael Caine is a great Scrooge.
Yeah, the whole film is fantastic. It really is a really,
Brilliant.
like, I think it is the best Muppets movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
think
good.
so.
Well, yeah, we're trying to get a Christmas movie in. Definitely want to watch the first Harry Potter. I don't know. I kind of get more Christmassy vibes off that one than the other ones. I think.
Yeah,
that
I do
one-
as well.
Yeah, I think there's a
Yeah.
more
I think
bigger
they
emphasis
put
on
more
the season.
emphasis on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when he gets the invisible cloak, isn't it?
Yeah, they get
That's the
presents.
thing, yeah.
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 I suppose the reason why it's so important in that one is it's Harry's first time being shown any kind of love. They do it like, they make a bigger deal out of his birthday. They make a bigger deal out of Christmas. They make a bigger deal out of, because then at the end of the whole thing, it's like, it's kind of sad that we're all going home now. And he's like, I'm not really going home. And he looks at Hogwarts, and the whole thing is he's now found his home, and that's the whole point. So yeah, the first one does have a more Christmassy, homely feeling, I think.
And John Williams as well. It's like everything sounds like Christmas when it's John Williams, isn't it?
Which is why Star Wars often gets watched every Christmas too, I must say.
Absolutely.
In particular, the original trilogy. I think like we do Harry Potter every year, and I'm actually like, I could quote the whole fucking every film now, but I kind of don't mind it because there's not a lot of things that during the year Ash really wants to watch or put on or do, and I like when people are passionate about something. So it's like every Christmas, it's like, yeah, let's do Harry Potter. Let's do it. Let's do your marathon. Let's do it. But I also then, if we have time, I usually do either Star Wars or The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings is definitely more of a Christmas film.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got elves.
It's got buff Santa.
Gandalf is pretty much Santa.
Yeah.
I mean,
they all get gifts.
You took my joke.
What was that? Gandalf?
Well, because if you had asked me, I was going to go, I watched the greatest Christmas film ever, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
and then
right.
go on with the elves and Santa and the gifts. Thanks, Adam.
And to you, Frodo, I give you the light of badass! It's not even wrapped. I get it straight away.
Actually,
you could have wrapped it.
Yeah, come on, man.
Why do we wrap presents?
So you don't know what it is?
Yeah, it's
what's the point of that?
The surprise, the anticipation. Because I suppose in our, I suppose years, like when gifts were given, it was they show up at the day and just give you a gift, and that's a nice surprise. Whereas I suppose people today, like even when things are wrapped, I think people are less appreciative of things. There's a like, you almost expect shit, nearly, don't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Even like,
so why bother go through the effort? Just give them the thing and go right.
Because it's to build up that, and it's building up that, because there's that expectation of it, and it's like, this is what you asked for, this is what you wanted. There is that level of, is it actually that? Is it what I wanted? So it's building up that surprise.
I always give something other than what was asked for.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, none of you are getting what you asked for.
Oh, excellent.
Should I go wrap your presents then? Do you guys want your presents wrapped?
Fuck yeah. What the fuck? If it's not wrapped, I'll fucking wrap it before I open it. I love opening presents, even if you know what it is. It's nicer, isn't it? It makes it more.
Yeah.
I don't know. And plus, Christmas trees.
It's like, it's like
they look better when there's presents on.
It's like opening presents is like when you're watching a game trailer, right? And you're like, oh, is it that? Is it this?
Yeah, is it the thing?
Oh, it's got the. Oh my god! Is it? And then it's the title, and you go, oh, it is that. That's what opening a present is.
That's what it is. Whereas if it's just like, here's that thing you asked for. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was looking for this. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's
it's anticipation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, I'll go.
Opening presents is a game trailer.
Adam, 2020.
I can't. I think Christmas and gaming kind of go hand in hand, really, isn't it? Like I can't recall a single Christmas memory that gaming hasn't been a part of my life in it.
Okay,
I suppose people, you can.
I can, yeah, definitely.
Have you ever had a Christmas where you haven't gotten anything game related?
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings toys.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, even
You're
just
still
before we get into the
playing with
gaming
them,
stuff. Oh yeah. Like, there's
That's
still
not a
there was
video
always
game.
there was always a play element to every Christmas, and Christmas really is a time to relax and to play and to be kind of just like happy that you've done another year of it, whether it was school or work or whatever it was.
What Christmas were you at? My Christmas was let's go here and there and everywhere.
Yeah,
but I just want to play with my toys.
Christmas is a season. It's not one day. Like, I'm talking about 2 weeks or something of like, just being off and enjoying the time. But, yeah, I think like before we get into the gaming stuff, and some of that is some of my fonder memories, but my fondest memory of Christmas ever was there was one year where, and it was the year of, I believe it was the Fellowship. The Fellowship had come out, and I was like obsessed with the Lord of the Rings, right? And I'd gone out and picked out certain toys that I was like, oh, I'd love that and that and that, and put them on the list, right? And I got even more than I'd asked for, loads and loads of Lord of the Rings figures. But then what happened was, I suppose our parents had been in touch with like the aunts and uncles, because everyone who got me a gift got me another Lord of the Rings toy that was not one of the ones.
Pretty much ended up with the entire collection.
Yeah, it was amazing. But I mean, when you're young, you're just kind of going, oh my God, how did you know? And you're like, oh, I just get, obviously, our mom or dad must have talked to everyone. But as a result, yeah, I ended up with this huge collection of Lord of the Rings toys. And then I think the movie had come out a bit earlier, and I think we got it on DVD then. I was able to watch the movie again and play with the toys. And it was just like, that was the best Christmas ever. It was just, it was amazing. I kind of like when Christmas is themed. For me,
yeah,
and that'll come up when I'll talk about some of them. But I kind of like when there's like this Christmas. What it was like, say if it was Star Wars one year or something. It's like there was a big Star Wars movie on the cinema, and I got lots of Star Wars Lego, and I'm in a Star Wars mood this Christmas. You know what I mean? And then you go marathon the Star Wars movies. I kind of like that when there's like a big theme to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm a nerd. In case you haven't noticed, like, what episode are we on now?
46.
So why don't we get into our fondest gaming memories? Eric, do you want us to come back to you? You're still contemplating what it could be?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I got for Christmas.
Wow. You're very fucking thankful, aren't you? And you definitely got something game related nearly every year, because it's like, all right,
yeah, see, that's the issue, right? I know what I got around November and Christmas, right?
Yeah.
The problem is they're so close together, right? My birthday and Christmas are very close because birthday's in November and Christmas is the next month. That it's like, did I get the game for Christmas or get it for birthday?
But I reckon if you get it for your birthday, there's a good chance, depending on what game it is, but there's a good chance you're probably still playing it around the Christmas season.
Yeah, I've been doing like my 5th playthrough.
Yeah.
500, racking up those 500 hours, like.
Adam, do you want us to come to you?
Yeah, okay.
Adam, if you could talk for like the next hour, and then me and
easily. Okay, here we go. Here's my life.
You ready for this shit?
My earliest Christmas gaming memory was getting the PlayStation 2, and I got it with and I believe like we just moved into, like, we used to live in the countryside and we moved into town. It was our first Christmas in town, and I had absolutely no idea that that's what I was getting. It's not exactly, I didn't ask for it, so to get it was just what the fuck, like, unbelievable. And I got it with, well, firstly I got it with the memory card, so kudos to mom and dad for fucking knowing that you need a memory card to play the games. Because I remember when I got the PS1, that was for a birthday, and I never had a memory card. I had to go get that one myself, and so it was like a good year without a memory card. But with the PS2, got a memory card. Metal Gear Solid 2 came with it.
Time Crisis 2, and the G-Con.
Oh yeah.
And like, I had such fond memories of playing Time Crisis 1 on my friend's PS1 with the G-Con. And like, I always, like,
that to me was just the game I always wanted, was like Time Crisis and Metal Gear Solid, and to get the sequels on the PS2, like what the like.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
what a Christmas!
That was an amazing Christmas. I really couldn't believe it. That was like honest to God, open it up, didn't have a clue, just shocked, and then you're constantly taking shit out. You're like, and this, what?
Yeah.
You just don't expect it.
Wrapped.
This is why they're wrapped.
I fucking love Time Crisis 2.
Yeah.
I love Metal Gear Solid 2 as well, of course. We gave that a whole episode. We talked about it in great detail, but Time Crisis 2, played it over and over again. It was like playing your own little James Bond fucking adventure, like, you know, like just fighting henchmen on trains or on boat chases. And the guy at the end with the laser satellite looked just like Elliot Carver from Tomorrow Never Dies anyway. Yeah. You know, it was literally like playing a James Bond adventure. It was
I think
so
arcade games
fun.
like that are like really great to get at Christmas too, because everyone can kind of have a go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it can be a very social activity. Whereas MGS2, like, no one's gonna sit with you and watch that, like.
But that's the thing, like, so it's like, in a way, that's like the perfect Christmas gift when you think about it. Right? So you get a new console and 2 fantastic games to play on. One of them is the perfect one to play on Christmas Day. It's short and sweet. 2 people can play. Anyone can give it a go. You know, there's not much. You don't have to pay attention all that much. It's just a bit of fun and shooting and getting immersed in it. And if you have to go get your dinner, it's fine because you're not in the middle of anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then the 2 weeks that follow, or the week and a half that follows, whatever way it falls, of being off before you have to go back to school, you've got this amazing story adventure in MGS2 to play. Like, that's a fantastic. Kudos to Santi. That's fantastic.
That was a good gift. Yeah. I can keep going if you want.
Yeah. Fucking bring us down memory lane here.
The next like really fond memory is obviously not as big as that, but it's the year that the Return of the King came out. And man, I saw that like 5 times in the cinema, and like I think 2 of those times I had to sit on the floor. Right, this is back when there was no allocating of seats. It's just like, oh yeah, go on in, yeah.
I'm actually surprised they were allowed to sell tickets when they had no seats.
I know, like people were standing for that whole thing, but I was like sitting in the aisle, like just on the floor watching like 3 hours of the Return of the King. Probably explains a lot of back issues now, actually. But that Christmas, then I got Return of the King on PS2, and I remember just going, like, because I always wondered, like, how did I have time to fucking, you know, because we did have that tradition, like we went to mass, and there's visits and stuff like that as well, family visits, and then dinner was actually quite early in the day and things like that, because there's like a lot of food to get through. I was like, how did I have time to play Return of the King? I must have got up like really fucking early to play this. But I remember just like sitting in my bedroom like the whole morning just playing this, and people, like guests were coming in, and generally like I love having family visits, and I love spending time with them and stuff like that. This is the first time ever where I'm just like, hey, and I'm like glued to that screen. Like I just couldn't stop playing it. Like, and it was such a great time, and it's much like your own. It's like having, you know, when you're really into something, and like Return of the King. I don't know if it's a good game. I can't really remember, but I loved it at the time because of its connection with the film. Like it just had a really.
It's a good game.
I think Two Towers was a better game thinking back, but I
preferred
had a good
Return
time.
of the King.
Did you? Weirdo.
I think what people liked so much about the Two Towers game, because I remember that discussion at the time, and I think it was
Elm's Deep, man.
There was so much of the Fellowship and the Two Towers in one game, so it was like 2 games in a way. Even though I know, like in Return of the King, when you play it, you do get a bit of Helm's Deep at the start of it, and you get the chase through the forest, right? You get those 2 little bits, so it's like a little bit of an epilogue from the Two Towers. But no, the Return of the King was a fantastic game. Like the way it spiraled, you had 3 different stories happening, and you could pick different characters in each story, and the locations you went to. It was fucking badass. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Good times.
The Christmas where we got the PlayStation 3, like that really, oh man, that changed everything, didn't it? Like I think that's when we got like really into games. and I think we got Assassin's Creed with it, and that was an exciting Christmas because I actually knew that we were getting it early, because I think the packaging, the wrapping paper that they used wasn't great, so you could actually see, like you could see Assassin's Creed, the logo coming up through the wrapping paper. And that was a gift.
I remember that you were showing me.
Yeah, that was the gift. I think that was a gift from mom and dad, and the PS3. I guess was like another surprise gift that we weren't supposed to get, kind of thing. So that wasn't under the tree all that time, but the game was. So knowing that we were going to get that,
you can do a deduction there.
Yeah. But knowing that we were going to get it, like that was, like, and I couldn't believe it either because like no one really could get it. It's almost like now when people are struggling to try to get a PS5 and Series X, the PS3 was a lot like that as well. It was very, very difficult to get a PlayStation 3, and it was very expensive too. So that was a split present. All three of us got that. It was the console between the three of us.
Yeah.
But that was like such a good gift, incredible gift, and fair play again to the parents for managing to
but I think
it
as
down.
well, the thing about the PlayStation 3 was, you know, regardless of what games came with it, because like I would say like what came with the PS2 was more exciting. The Time Crisis 2 and Metal Gear Solid 2 is more exciting than Assassin's Creed in my opinion. But PS3 was like, no console jump has been as big, in my opinion, than the PS3 to the PS2. Because the PS3, like, you know, they have jumped obviously in terms of like loading capabilities and cooling and memory and all this kind of stuff. But the PS3 was the first time it could do so many other things other than play a game.
Yeah, there's a lot to
so
jump
just
around with.
Turning it on was fucking exciting. And like, oh, we're gonna have our own little accounts with our own pictures, and you scroll across, and you can put
Blu-ray
music
as
on
well.
it, and
Like
Blu-ray as well.
Blu-ray movies, like that was an additional thing to buy along with games that to be blown away with. Like, as I remember, the first time seeing the PS3 was at my friend Brian's house, and the first thing he showed us actually was not a game; it was Casino Royale on Blu-ray, and we were fucking like, "Wow, this is incredible! This looks unbelievable." So there was the addition of getting
this
films
looks
as well.
almost like real life.
Yeah,
great movie. By the way.
And actually, you know, I don't think films really have, like, I have 4K Blu-ray films, and they're not, again, the jump is not as substantial as what Blu-ray was to DVD. Yeah, so there was a lot of enjoy. I really liked Assassin's Creed 1. I loved playing it. I loved the setting of it. It's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed. I would love if they had stuck to that kind of formula instead of becoming GTA. But yeah, what a Christmas that was. And then the last one that really stood out to me was quite a recent one actually, and it was when I got the VR, PSVR. Because that was definitely such a surprise. That's another console. I'll call it a platform because it's a bit more than an accessory really. That was impossible to get. Like,
people
really,
seem to go out of their way to get you shit, Adam.
Yeah, I've been blessed. Really been blessed. But it was when Peggy was over in the US. She was celebrating Thanksgiving with a friend over there, and she just kind of like went to different game stores just to see if she could pick one up. And there was one GameStop that managed to have one in the back of the store. There was just one left. And she managed to get that, and even like trying to go through security to bring it home. It was so new that no one knew what the fuck it was, but security wouldn't let her bring it onto the plane because it's this big fucking yoke with loads of cables and shit. They were like, what the hell is this? You know?
Yeah.
She literally had to open it up, like actually open it up and take everything out and explain to them and show it online and stuff. Like, this is what it is. You have to let me take it on board. Eventually, yeah, but then she's there like you know, struggling to try to get it all back into the package. And if anyone's opened up the VR before, it's a lot of compartments, it's a lot of pieces that have to try and go back in. And of course, she's just trying to make it look like it's brand new, obviously not been opened, kind of a thing. All while trying to get all her, luggage and everything back, and so she can catch her flight and all this kind of stuff. Like,
airports are stressful enough without having to fucking unpack everything.
Or trying to explain what the fuck a VR is. But like, it was brand new. No one had a clue. Like, even when she said it, it's just like, it's a PSVR. They were like looking at her going, what the fuck is that? Like, but getting that, like, actually opening that up, yeah, definitely. But I think like the games as well that I got with it, like, it wasn't just the VR. It was, so from her brother I got, like, I think it was Arkham VR, and then from Muse it was Skyrim VR, and then I think she got me Until Dawn Rush of Blood. So it's like the actual, like, not just the system, but I got 3 fucking amazing games, probably the best games on the PSVR as well. Like, and that one I hadn't a clue, like there was, and I kind of expected the PS3, and I expected Return of the King, and they were still really, really great, and like, and I love those gifts. But when you haven't a bull's notion what you're getting, and it's something that incredible, like, it just, and to this day, I'm always hopping into the VR. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But it's the thing where, like, if you're showing it off, it's a bit like, or like if you're watching on YouTube, it's like, okay, whatever. Or if you're sitting, like, because when you're playing it, you can obviously, anyone else can see it on TV, and it doesn't, like, the graphics are not impressive on TV.
No.
Put that thing on though, you're just like, oh my god, what?
Well, I was gonna say,
that's why it was a good Christmas, because everyone got a go of it. It was the G-Con Time Crisis experience again. Everyone, like our aunt had a go, and she
that's right. Even
so funny.
I had a great blast watching our mom do the kitchen demo.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, try this out, you'll love it. It's a kitchen. It's like, oh great, I gotta go into the kitchen, and
I'll make the Christmas dinner.
And it was, of course, it was actually a demo for Resident Evil. I fucking love when they hide what it really is with a kind of vague title. And so that she realized she was tied up in a kitchen chair or something, and year one from Resident Evil 7, like, doesn't it, her hand comes like from behind you and just covers your face and shit, like it's really horrible. Like, it's really horrible experience.
She shot herself.
Yeah,
she's with another guy. The other guy, like, comes up to help you or something. She was looking around, and then she just looked and saw he was right in front of her. She was like, fuck off!
But actually, I was gonna say, you getting the VR is one of my fondest gaming memories.
I would say all of your gaming memories, yeah.
No, but
I guess by, like,
I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. Okay. You remember that? Were you born?
That's the one I actually remember the clearest. Was you opening up Metal Gear Solid 2? I remember that because I remember that was actually really, really cool.
I suppose by proxy, like whatever I got, like it was essentially yours as well.
Whatever you got, I cleared first.
Yeah. Well, it's just we all lived in the same house, I suppose. It ended up in the house. But the other thing, I suppose, is like, so there was a time, especially you're talking Metal Gear Solid 2 time, right?
Yeah.
Like, Eric would have been at an age where he was finished school earlier than us.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's a factor. He gets home quicker, straight onto the PlayStation.
Yeah, he was.
Homer took it first if you're home first.
What?
But what I was going to say about the VR, I don't mean, like, yeah, watching you get it was awesome, but I mean experiencing it myself is one of my fondest.
Because you didn't know either, or you did know.
I knew you were getting it because otherwise we wouldn't have bought you anything in VR.
Yeah.
But I really, I've always been very skeptical and critical about when they release something other than just a controller that you can hold in your hand, right? And I have to say that, like, this year the DualSense has blown my fucking mind, right? But like, it was the same as like when they released the iToy. I was like, yeah, it's fun and all, but I don't see it I don't see it replacing the controller. I don't see this as the future of gaming. Same when they released the Move. I was like, yeah, it's a little bit of fun. It's not better than the controller, so I don't see it replacing it. So I was always a bit like that. It's like you get one fun experience with it, but I just don't see the longevity of it. VR, again, I was skeptical. I was like, yeah, there'll be one or two little fun little games, and that'll be the end of it. That was the one that when I tried it, though, blew my mind. It was immersive in a way that I just didn't realize at all. And it's not going to replace the controller, but it's a totally different thing to the controller. And it is going to live on, and it is going to develop, and it is going to be the future of gaming at some point. But playing Arkham VR, oh my God, looking at a mirror in Arkham VR and seeing my face was Batman and being able to turn it and go, holy shit, I'm Batman, and look down and see my abs as Batman blew my mind. The rest of the game was fine, like, but just that initial response to actually
putting on the cowl,
experiencing it, was phenomenal. And I think the other one, not to the same extent, but there was like a Star Wars one, which I believe that new Squadrons game has been pretty much, it's like, oh, this should be a full game, and I think it pretty much led to that. But sitting in an X-Wing and just looking around at the controls and the buttons and going, oh my God, like, and if I look behind me, all I could see is like my droid and space beyond, and it's like there's no borders, like, you know, there's no point where if you look you're out of the game. It's just you're actually in the X-Wing. And then going into light speed and seeing all the blasters and the sound effects around you and stuff, I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is like that Disney ride, but in your living room. This is insane. So I have to say, using the VR is a very fond Christmas memory of mine. Like, that, it blew my mind. I won't go into the other ones just yet. Eric, is MGS2 all you got?
Huh? Yeah.
Is MGS2 all you got? Like, I have no fun.
I can't remember. Well, for fuck's sake, I as growing up. No, unlike Adam, I did not enjoy our family coming over. All right, I didn't enjoy leaving the house.
I love all that on Christmas Day. I think it's great.
I don't mind seeing the family, just not on Christmas Day. All right?
Like the one day you're supposed to see family.
I was young. I got my present. I was super excited about my presents, and I was like, I can't wait to play the presents. And then it's okay. Get ready now. Have the shower. Get dressed. We gotta leave. And I'm like, huh? But I just what? But I wanna. That was my reaction literally every Christmas, or at least that was what was in my head. So yeah, like, but in fairness, Adam got really cool shit. They got fucking VR.
Well,
I
think
the next Christmas, I think the Christmas after that, you got the what was it called? Beat Saber. The Christmas after that for VR.
No, I don't think so. I think I just bought it.
Well,
but
either way,
I brought over the VR that Christmas so that we could all play Beat Saber, because like that's the great thing about the VR is that and even like PlayLink games and things like that, like it's not too difficult to, there's not much of an onboarding. Like you don't it's not too difficult to get into it, and everyone can have a go of it, and it's easy, right? It's easy to do. So I brought it over so that everyone could play it, because I think that's the strength of VR, is that although it seems like such an isolated experience, it's actually a very social one.
Yeah.
Just watching someone play it is fun.
And to be honest, I think VR is at its best in kind of quick succession and quick bursts.
Definitely.
I would not recommend playing it for hours and hours on end. Like, it really is good for those little short experiences. Because
I just got Astrobot's rescue mission on it. That's incredible.
Is it?
Yeah. And that's very short as well. It's Astro's playroom, essentially. You're going around saving robots. And it's like It's really weird. It's almost like it's a little playset around you, and you're looking down at the little Astro, and he's running around. And sometimes there's platforms behind you, so you have to actually turn your head and look and still control them. Like it's really really weird. It's like a little toy in your playroom, in like your living room or something like that. And this is the playset is the environment, and you're just looking around it. Like he's down below you and stuff like that. It's really interesting, very fun game. But it plays a lot like the Astrobot was the Playroom one.
Wow. There's a game that we all would have played one Christmas, right? I don't want to spend too long on it, but I'm trying to refresh Eric's memory here. And it's a game that we've talked about way too much on this podcast. And it was got for Eric's birthday.
Yeah.
And that Christmas, we were definitely still playing the shit out of it. Because it's a very long...
but I got that for my birthday. It doesn't count.
It's a Christmas memory. Your birthday is pretty much Christmas. Your birthday is the start of the Christmas season. Your birthday ends, the Christmas tree goes up. I'm joking. But no, I'd like to bring that up because it is another crazy story where it's like, how the fuck did you get it? Do you want to walk us through it?
Well, considering we brought this game up more times than we've eaten food, I definitely would have said the story was the fact that I think I was in school. All right, I think my birthday was on a Tuesday that year, so I was in school on Monday, and I was like, oh my god, one more day, and I'll get it, right? Oh no, sorry, because my birthday was on Tuesday. So it was my birthday. It was Tuesday, and I was getting it Wednesday. Huh? No, I was getting it. Wednesday, something like that. It was during the week, and I was in school, and I was coming out during the school week. So I was like, one more day, and I'll get it. And I was in school. It's my birthday.
It's Skyrim, by the way, just in case anyone hasn't worked on it.
It is Skyrim. Obviously, it's shit because I'm in school on my birthday, but I was like, grand, right. But one more day, it's grand. I'll do it. I get through it. Got home. Adam, I think, was sitting in the kitchen, looking slightly like, what's wrong with him? He looks like he got ants in his pants or something. And I was like going to go off and put my bag upstairs. So my mom was like, no, go on into the kitchen now. And I'm like, okay, sure. So I walked into the kitchen. On the counter was this huge box. I was like, holy shit, that is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. And opening, I think it was wrapped as well. So I opened it, and then there it was Skyrim, the big collector's edition, which in fairness nearly makes every other collector's edition pale in comparison.
It's the coolest collector's edition I've ever seen.
Yeah, because
for its price.
For its price as well, yeah.
Yeah, because there's some really, really great collector's editions that are equivalent to it.
Yeah.
But they're almost 3 times the price of it.
Yeah.
Like, that was what's incredible about Skyrim collector's edition. It was actually affordable.
Because didn't one of the Call of Duty games come with like a working like night vision goggles or something like that?
That's right.
Yeah. They also came with like, I think there was like an RC car as well. Like, there's a lot of great collector's editions, but they're just extortionate in the price of them. You know?
So it came in a really console. Skyrim came like a really nice sleeve box as well, with a beautifully well crafted map. Like, it was proper map material. It wasn't just the paper crap that you usually get. With then the game, the making of the game, a leather bound back book of all the artwork, from the armor to the creatures to the weapons to the races. It's
the most detailed game art book I've ever seen. That's ridiculous.
And then on top of that, Alduin on top of a dragon wall as well. So that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was my birthday. That doesn't count.
But we were playing it at Christmas though.
I wonder what did come out that Christmas.
Playing that.
2011. Yeah, I'm still playing it, sure. Like, in
we're still playing it now. 2011.
I'm still at it, like.
It was the year 2011.
Alright, sure, I'm playing.
But what's crazy to me is,
mods.
How the fuck did you get it?
Actually,
it was the
dad,
Yeah, but it was the day before it was officially released. Like, it wasn't out yet.
Oh, it was ordered through GameStop, and
delivered
similar
early?
to us getting Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yeah, it was just delivered a day early.
Isn't that amazing though? Like that's so lucky.
Because they're delivering it to be for the day of kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the idea, but it came a day early. I suppose that's all to do with the courier. Courier didn't have a clue.
No. There was a theory.
That's my number. Like that's up there as one of my biggest brags.
Yeah.
Like, I got Skyrim
day
early.
The rest of Ireland.
It annoyed people. People were like really jealous of that. It's a fond memory.
There was a theory amongst my friends group, certainly, and I believe probably amongst your friends group as well, Adam. Maybe amongst your friends group, Eric, that our dad wasn't really a baker. That was just a front, and that he was actually in the mafia because he just was always able to manage to get us like amazing things. And like really early, or like that it wasn't available or something. It was always like, how the fuck did you get that?
Yesterday he went off to see a man about a dog, as he puts it, and Mom kept asking where he was going, and he wouldn't say. He's like, I'm heading out. He's like, where are you going? I was like, do you know where you're going when you head out? And she was like, no. I was like, well, there, I'm just heading out.
This is why everyone thinks it's in the mafia. And using phrases like that about see a man about a dog like that. But I always find that funny because it was like, oh guys, you'll never guess what I got. You like tell them about it, and then they're like, yeah, your dad's definitely in the mafia. It's like, no, he's not. I was like, yeah, he's in the mafia.
When you were into music, nearly I think every Christmas it was like, oh, here's another guitar, or here's another bass or something.
Yeah, it's like there's only 100 of these in the world.
No, but they were dads. They weren't ours. Like, it's just kind of, again.
Well, the
Washburn house.
The Washburn.
That was my birthday present though. That wasn't. And that was. We went up to get that. That wasn't like I knew we were going for that. But that was a good find. That was a really good find, and that was both Mom and Dad. I think Mom was pushing it more than Dad was actually about getting it for me for my birthday.
Maybe she's just quieter about it.
And no, she said it to me. She's like, we'll buy this for you now, but it'll be for your birthday. I think it was just before my birthday. Because it was a Dimebag Darrell signature Washburn. They don't come regularly. They're incredibly fucking rare. And that was at the height of like the Dean Dimes being like really, really popular.
Yeah.
And this was way better than the Dean. You know, like the Deans were like, yes, they look the part, and the pickups in them are pretty damn good, but the build quality of them were shite. Like the material, the actual wood being used in comparison to the Washburn, not as fucking good. So it was a really, really good find. Like, I still have it. I'm never getting fucking rid of it because they are impossible to hunt down.
Yeah. But it's just like okay, I've been trying for a long time to get my own copy of the Lord of the Rings extended editions on DVD, right? Like, yeah, you can get them on Blu-ray and all, but the packaging on the DVD versions is so much nicer because they're like books and they open out, and obviously the extended editions is the way to watch those movies, and the special features are the best special features ever. And I'd been looking to get them for so long, and I couldn't find them anywhere that wasn't extortionate prices, right? For a pre-owned one as well. Dad gives me a lift home one day. He goes, oh, by the way, here, this is something for you. What's this? What the fuck? It's the extended edition on DVD, never opened. In its packaging, brand new. I'm like, where did you get this? He's like, I couldn't tell you that. I was like, how much did you pay for this? And he went, you honestly wouldn't believe me if I told you. Which means he probably didn't pay for it.
No,
I'm joking.
I think he loves hunting for a bargain. That's what it is.
Oh, he does.
Doesn't matter what it is. So I remember, even mentioned there was the thing that like my mate Corey was looking for, and they spent all fucking week looking for shit, and then he would send them to me to send to Corey just to have a look, like, and I was like, okay. But it was more kind of a I suppose it was during the lockdown, so he couldn't actually end up getting it. But he does do that though. He just loves when people are looking for something. He's like, leave it with me, and he goes bargain hunting.
And he will, and he'll find it.
He just loves the chase of it, I think.
Yeah.
As opposed to what it actually is.
I know. Yeah, I know that. But it's just, it is mad. Like,
yeah,
he'll find anything somewhere. I think his philosophy is someone has it, and someone is willing to part with it.
If you break their legs enough.
Okay, that's not what I was trying to say.
He's a man who paint walls, as a Matthew put
Yeah.
it.
He's a man about town, you know. He's a man about the dog. Anyway.
I do think out of all of them though, I think my favorite Christmas memory is probably the PS2. Just because I genuinely hadn't a clue. Like with the other ones, there was like I knew I was getting it, but with the VR, for example, I didn't know, but it's when I saw the actual box, I was like, there was an element of, is it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that possible? You know?
It's like watching a game trailer.
It was exactly that. Whereas the PS2, there was none of that. There was just, I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
And especially to come with all that stuff, you would never have guessed that either, you know?
Yeah.
And how they knew those two games were the ones I really fucking wanted, it was
amazing.
Curious.
I'm pretty sure Tekken Tag Tournament came pretty soon after.
Did I get that with it actually as well?
Well, that was one of the
because that's a launch title.
Yeah,
that was a launch game. So. Oh. I know it wouldn't have been because the version I had was platinum. I must have got that later.
Yeah. But what? Yeah. Anyway, so I have VR is one of my fonder memories. I have two other gaming Christmas memories. Not necessarily like games. One of them is a game that was got for me, and the other one wasn't. It was just one that I decided to pick up and play at Christmas time. And I've possibly told these stories before, but given the episode that it is, I'll bring them up again now in greater detail. So I tend to love at Christmas time. There's just something about decorations, the vibe in the air, the dark early and all that. There's something about fantasy and sci-fi at this time of year, I find, is what I gravitate towards. You know, at other times of the year, it might be I want a blockbuster, or I want something that's going to like make me really think and critique the human nature and shit. At Christmas time, I don't want that. Like, I'm not a Last of Us guy at Christmas time, right? I'm like, push that aside for a second and give me some fucking Final Fantasy or something. Give me something where I'm going to get immersed into a world that's like full of magic and crazy creatures and all this kind of stuff. And like I said, I like to have my Christmases kind of themed. So the year that I got Final Fantasy 15 for Christmas, and Kingsglaive was got for me as well, the movie. So I was able to sit and watch the movie and get introduced to this new world. Holy shit. And like people would know at this point, Final Fantasy 7, my favorite game of all time. Final Fantasy 10 is up there in my top 10. I love the Final Fantasy franchise. It showed as well when we looked actually back on the most of the hours we spent playing a game. I can sink lots of time into Final Fantasies, whereas there's other games, if I've played it once, that might be enough. I might be done with it. Even if I love it, I might be done with it. Final Fantasies are games that I could just, if I enjoy it, I will sink loads of time into it. And Final Fantasy 15 was one of those games that I sank a lot of time into. And it's not even that, again, it wouldn't be in like my top 10 greatest games of all time, or maybe even my top 20. But at that time, having lots of time off and just being able to just play it for hours and just get lost in this world of fucking awesome magic and huge, the summons were fucking incredible. The music was incredible, and just going on this adventure where I genuinely had no idea what was going to happen. Even though after the fact, if you look back, you could look at it and go, so much of that story is so predictable. Because you can tell that they're trying to do things that they're like, okay, what made 7 and 6 so big? And let's try and do the stuff in that. You know, it's like, what's the talking points of 6 and what's the talking points of 7? If we put that in this game, will it then be like the next big, amazing Final Fantasy? I don't like, it doesn't reach those heights at all, but I just had a great time playing it. And I remember playing it through the new year and sharing pictures of what I had done that day. And it encourages you to do that, because there's just this formula of wandering the wilds, and then it's like, oh, it's getting dark, we better set up camp, because at nighttime the enemies are like way harder than your level is ready for. So it encourages you to go, let's stop and actually take the time to plan this out and be safe. Let's set up camp. And during setting up camp there's opportunities to talk to your mates, and the game is really just trying to build a relationship between these 4 guys. But then also you get pictures, which are like little screenshots that were taken during your playthrough of that day, and then you can decide which photos you'd like to save. And then it encourages like, oh, this is a cool photo, maybe we should share it. And then you might go, oh fuck yeah, I will. They start sharing the photos, and there was just like this great. By the end of it, you have this huge photo album, and you look back on it, and it's like, even though there were so many things I can nitpick about that game that I really dislike, right? Like so many things. At the end, I was just looking at this photo album, going, this was great. I had a great time. It's actually, I find it really hard to explain why I had a great time, because there's so much about it. It's like, on paper, I should hate it. I really should. Like, it's like there's voice acting that's really cringy, and there's like huge problems with the narrative. Like the plot was a mess, and it had to be updated and rewritten after the fact, and stuff had to be added in. But I had a blast playing that game, and I really like just opening that and opening the movie on Christmas and being able to get into this cool magic sci-fi world. It was fucking awesome. But the other one is probably my fondest Christmas gaming memory. I didn't pick it up Christmas Day. It was, I have said this before, I think our first ever episode of the podcast was where I talked about this, and I've talked about this game before. But it was my first year of college. It was the first time I had an extra week, because college students get so much time off. I had a whole extra week of Christmas holidays, right? So this is after Christmas, this is after New Year's, but it's still the Christmas holidays. Everyone else, I hadn't done transition year. I moved on, but all my mates did transition year, most of them. So they were all still in 6th year of school, whereas I was in 1st year of college. So they were all back in school, and I had this one extra week off, and no one to hang out and nothing really to do. Mom and Dad were back in work. Everyone was off doing whatever they were doing. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And I see this. Eric was big into this Mass Effect thing.
Oh, yes.
And I tried Mass Effect.
Was that late?
Yeah.
It was college when you played that?
Yeah. So I tried Mass
hell.
Effect 1 before, and I thought the onboarding was so bad I couldn't get into it. I was like, even though there's a lot about that game I like, it's just the gameplay itself. Mass Effect 1, the gameplay itself really holds that game back, because the game is, in concept, is far greater than the gameplay that's within it. But I said I'd give Mass Effect 2 a go. I don't know why. I don't even know why I decided I'll just put that on. I was sitting there, because there's loads of other games I could have played that I knew I loved, and I just got sucked in. And it's the only. I have been dying for a week like that again, and I haven't had it since. A week where every morning I get up, I have my breakfast, and I put on the game, and I play that game all day long until dinner time. And I do that every day for the entire week. And that's all there is. It's just that game. And because you just don't get time
Did I get Mass Effect 2 that Christmas then?
No, I think you'd had it.
way,
Or you'd had it. I just didn't play it.
Okay.
But that was the Christmas. It was that Christmas I decided, oh, sure, I'll give it a go. I think I was just looking for something to play. I wasn't even like there was no plan to spend the week gaming. It was just, sure, I'll try that on and see what it's like, and if I don't like it, I'll turn it off.
That's always a really happy surprise, I find, when you just like put something on, you're just trying it out, but it just sucks you in, and you had no plans of that happening, but you're like, okay, everything that I was planning to do can fuck off right now. I'm gonna play this game. Yeah, obviously there those type of experiences, those moments are much more frequent when you're younger, when you're in school. So kids, They keep telling
Play
you
games
this.
now.
But school is the best years of your life. Not because school is great, or not because you make friends, but because you have time to play video games.
Damn fucking straight. But like that, it was such a like that one is up there. You know, I hold that one much higher than Final Fantasy 15, for example.
Yeah.
That game is incredible. It is the best Mass Effect game.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Without a doubt. And I don't care what anyone says. I like Jacob. I don't know why people don't like Jacob. I love fucking Jacob. He's my buddy.
Which one's Jacob?
Jacob is one of the two people you start off with. So you have Miranda Lawson, and then you have Jacob. He's the other Cerberus operative.
They kind of replace Ashley and Caden from the first game. They become your start off operatives, and then after that you build up your team. So they're both Cerberus operatives. The thing is, Jacob was always like the soldier who kind of is a little bit naive. He kind of believes Cerberus are the good guys and doesn't really see the wrong that they've done. Like he's genuinely like just naive to it. Whereas Miranda kind of knows the Cerberus has lots of dirty secrets and does things kind of on the sly and is okay with it because she's willing to cross the line as well to do shit. Yeah. But a lot of people don't like Jacob.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I still don't know who the fuck Jacob is.
I'll look him up. I really like him as a character. I liked him as kind of a sidekick and as a guy.
Oh, I remember him now. Yeah, he's at the beginning. Yeah, I like Jacob.
I like Jacob. If you look up a tier list of Mass Effect 2 characters or Mass Effect characters at all, Jacob tends to be tiered like near the bottom.
He's not a? I suppose he's not. His arc isn't as impactful as others, I think, is it?
You see, I thought he had a great arc because he looked up to his father, right?
Yeah.
It's the reason he became a soldier. And his father went missing years ago. And there's this great fucking... Well, I think it's great. Maybe other people don't. But there's this loyalty mission. And it just reminds me of something out of like Lost mixed with something else. Where
I think it very much reminds me of Lord of the Flies.
Oh, yeah. It's mixed with that too. And also an element of like some kind of like Prometheus style thing or something like that. Where they find an old signal from his father's ship.
Yeah.
And it's like bothering him because he's like, no, my father's been dead for years. But it's his loyalty mission. So you can decide to go do it. And if you go do it, it turns out that they'd crashed on this planet. And he took leadership on the planet. And they like tried to survive there. But like he started like basically turning people into cannibals. Like stealing resources stuff. Do you remember like he decided
he kept all the resources that were healthy for him, but he made everyone else eat, not themselves. He made them eat the plants of that world, which were toxic, and it started to it started to mess with their heads and made them all like essentially simpletons. And then I think it made them almost more primitive, so the men became violent. So he got rid of the men and then kept all the women.
Yeah, that's right. He created this like hierarchical society there for himself, and it turned out that so you find his father who you're trying to save, and he's been missing and looking up to all these years, and it turns out his father is this like tyrant on this planet, and like that story is so strong, but that's only a little minor side story that you don't have to play, and that's the kind of shit that just roped me in on Mass Effect. It was like everyone had these like really in depth like TV series kind of stories, fucking awesome.
But I imagine I imagine it's not like people dislike Jacob, right? I imagine it's just it's the least favorite maybe.
No, I've
like
read.
Why would anyone like as a character? It's not like he's like I mean I understand that there's a clash whether or not you like Miranda. Like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Miranda's
such a strong personality.
And it's like you either like her or dislike her, and that makes sense, but. Jacob doesn't do anything to justify disliking the character. So I imagine...
I nearly think that's why people dislike him, though. I nearly think they think he's like just such a blank slate that he's boring. I think that's what it might be.
Yeah,
I always liked him.
Yeah, I thought
I always saw him and Garrus as my buddies in that game. So they're my...
what are you talking about that? It's just Garrus. Garrus is just the only buddy.
Garrus spends too much time calibrating.
Could you imagine at the end of Mass Effect 3 the amount of guns you have to calibrate? My God,
so many. What a game! But yeah, that one I just had such fond memories of just getting up every day and just like no one in the house and just that. And I've been like craving that for so long. I want a game where and the time to just do that again.
I got you to wait with the end so that I could be there with you at the end of the game of Mass Effect 2.
That was the other thing. If you're playing blindly, I remember playing that game and like not knowing that any of the little like changes that you make to your ship or any of those little changes would in any way affect the outcome, right? And I suppose like other people might have gone in kind of knowing or having heard the reviews or that like depending on the decisions you make will determine who lives and who dies. I didn't really have that at all, and so I kind of, in terms of that stuff, I sped through the game. I did all the side stuff, but I didn't really like upgrade the ship or upgrade like people's armor, that kind of fucking shit. And I just got on with it. And then when it came to the ending was devastating for me. So many people died. Survivors.
I think that's why I didn't connect with it, and games like it, like even the Quantic Dream stuff, and the Telltale stuff. I was aware that decisions like had causation at the end, and I think that really affects how you like plan things. Like I love RPGs. Like I love like being the character and thinking about not what decision would I make, but what decision would the character make. And things like that, and not knowing the outcome. But with something like Mass Effect and Telltale games and stuff like that, it's like I know whatever decision I make here is going to have an effect. So that changes how I interact with it, and it's actually not an enjoyable experience for me.
Yeah, I think that blindness that I had to it,
I think that's
really
definitely
helped me enjoy that.
Yeah,
because I've never had a better playthrough than that first playthrough, obviously.
Yeah.
And having come out with like, and I know like some of the characters I loved were the ones that died. Like it wasn't that like everyone that I wanted to live lived. It was like really, I think, who lived for me? I think Miranda did.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jacob.
You wanted her to die so badly.
I think that that happened to me. Like I wanted her to live because I actually did like Miranda, and I was basically friendly the whole way through. Again, playing it like I know that this is going to have certain, how it's going to play out, how it ends is based on my interactions, right? And all down to just one thing. One fucking decision, right? Even though I was like friendly the whole way up, one fucking decision, and she dies as a character then. And I think that's why I had such a bad time with the game. I was like, this is bullshit. Because now it's not taking into account everything I've done. It's actually only taking into account one simple decision. Which is almost like some of the... like my experience with Detroit Become Human as well. I was like, actually, you know what? All the decisions I made up to this point don't matter. Only this one decision matters. So therefore,
but sure, that's nearly no different than Heavy Rain. You can do all those different decisions, but you can still get a drill into your chest and die by one silly mistake.
Yeah, but
that's how all those games work.
No, but like with Heavy Rain, it's a little different because it's like your decisions are like within the moment, not necessarily the end, right? Your decisions in the moment can save or kill your character.
Right.
And saving or killing your character would then affect the end, obviously. But in the moment, it's like, are you going to use a saw, or are you going to solder your hand? Are you going to those are in the moment decisions. Whereas what I'm talking about is like, I'm building up a relationship with a character. Therefore, this should be like on the scale of things, it should be like, we're friends, right? So one little shitty decision might go, okay, and then I can build it up again if I want, or destroy it. But that one decision pretty much went, no, fuck it, she's dead. And it's like, that's ridiculous. That's not how, like,
war works.
Not war.
That's how people work.
Not war. I'm sorry, Eric, but like when you're actually like building a friendship with someone, it's not like, we're not friends. That means you're gonna die in this war. That's not how fucking war works.
That's my point to you, is that just because you're building friends with someone doesn't mean they're going to survive if they...
All right, so if I made the other decision, right? If I had made the other decision,
Chris, you said more, Chris.
where she is she remains my friend. She survives. Okay, so why does that happen then?
I get what Adam's saying. I think it's a fair criticism. I understand exactly what he's saying, because it's like the bit, I had a very strong relationship with Miranda as well, and then there's a bit where she's getting on to Jack about Jack's fucking childhood, and Jack has the most traumatic backstory.
That's the exact conversation that I'm talking about.
You tell Miranda to back off, rightfully so, because Miranda's being an absolute arsehole in that scene. She then goes, well, you know what? That's it then. Me and you, we're done. We're not friends no more. And you're just like, yeah, and you can't redeem it. If you try and talk to her to redeem it, you can't. It's written off. And that shouldn't be allowed. That's kind of like when people were giving out about the Mass Effect 3 ending, which is that not all the decisions you made all along the way affect that final decision. The final decision is its own thing. It never really bothered me, but I get why it bothers other people. So I get it. Yeah. I get why that would be annoying. All right. It annoyed me in some parts.
Nice.
Calm the fuck down.
The PlayStation Christmas hoodie guys are getting out the Batman. I see how it is.
Yeah. It's like, you shut the fuck. You probably played it on the fucking Xbox. I did as well.
I did play it on the Xbox.
I played on the Xbox. I had a great time on it. But anyway, it was a really fond memory. I'm glad I brought it up.
It's like, families don't fight at Christmas.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking last night as well? When I was
watching, Good talk. Good talk. I'll see you guys at Christmas.
When I was watching the Muppets Christmas Carol,
I
was like, why haven't there's so many movie and play adaptations of the Christmas Carol story, right? Why haven't they made a game of it?
A game about Christmas Carol or a game about the Muppets?
No, the Christmas Carol, not the Muppets. No, there is
a game about Muppets.
That'll be class.
there is a game of, it's like a Nintendo DS version of Disney's, like a tie-in with the Disney movie, like Christmas Carol. But like, I think a VR experience of the Christmas Carol where you're Scrooge.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very interesting if it was tackled.
Maybe. I mean, how do you?
Because it'd be a short experience, I suppose.
Yeah,
it would be a short experience, but it's like, if you tackle it well. But what's that mean? Like, who's your audience here? Is it kids? Because then adults probably won't get into it.
No, I don't think it should be aimed at kids.
All right, like a R-rated Christmas Carol.
Well, kind of like
Tiny Tim. He didn't just die. He was obliterated.
Not necessarily. No, I'm not thinking go Doom on it. I'm thinking more. I would have thought more in terms of maturity. I would have thought more like Last of Us 1, right? Not like violent and shit, but just like it's mature.
I personally think
based on the story. I think it'd be cool.
I personally think there needs to be a Muppets video game, Kingdom Hearts style, where you're going through the different universes. Imagine Muppets, Treasure Island, the game.
Do you get to play as Kermit, or do you? Oh no, you know what?
Unlock the characters like Lego.
No, you make your own Muppet.
And it has the really fucking awkward like animation like South Park, where it's like obviously connected by string, and your strings could get caught in shit, so then you can't move.
You got literally strung up.
Yeah.
Like Chris trying to play a first-person game. Why can't I move? Oh, this brick is in my way.
I am in this corner. What's going on?
It's one thing I like about the Muppets is like when they're doing films, like they're so obvious that they're in a movie, so they're always like they make fun of that fact, you know. Like there's the camera crew or like let me continue with the script or whatever. Like they always like their attitude. What would their attitude be within a video game? I think could be like hilarious.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. That sounds funny and all. There is going to be a cooking one with the Swedish Chef or something like that. Didn't he show up at the game?
He's in Overcooked, isn't it? That was my favorite moment of the Game Awards as well. Like that was so fucking funny.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I love the Swedish Chef.
I love the Swedish Chef. He's
but like it's the way
as a character.
The way it like didn't something go wrong? Oh yeah, his like thing fell off, or the head of the trophy fell off. It was like how he can like their improvisation is brilliant.
Oh,
the Muppets Improv is
the
just
Muppets
incredible.
are fantastic. I don't know why we're spending this long talking about them.
The Muppets are amazing, Chris.
I was being serious when I said I think A Christmas Carol could be a really interesting game.
Well,
but
you may have been serious, but I didn't take it seriously.
I was being serious. Yeah, but no, it's interesting though, because there's like obviously games we play at Christmas time, right? And they make great Christmas experiences. But like a Christmas movie is a genre in and of itself, which is just like a movie based around Christmas time. There aren't really like Christmas games, are there?
Well, there's like
games you play at Christmas, but
Frozen. You know, is that not a Christmas thing? I've never seen Frozen, so I don't know.
Frozen is not necessarily set at Christmas. Christmas is a good time to release it because of the snow magic that she has, but it's not.
There's like definitely going to be Christmas games. They're just not like, you know, definitely they're not aimed at you. They're not on your radar. They're not on your platform. I'd say there was like a buttload on the Nintendo 3DS.
Well, actually, I guess fucking Spider-Man Miles Morales is pretty good.
Quite Christmassy.
Christmas game. It's got the Christmas season in it and came out for the holidays, and it's got family vibes in it. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
That and Arkham Origins.
The Grinch.
I don't remember the Grinch game. How did that go? What did you do with that?
Age. It's an old game, like old. Right. I think it could have been.
Was it like Metal Gear Solid style? You have to sneak in to steal the presents.
Yeah, actually.
And then you get caught. And then who people have like exclamation marks over their heads and shit.
Yeah, I think it was yeah. Well, it was on PlayStation 1. It was like and yeah, it was actually like that. You do have to go and
no. Really?
Steal presents. But it was like I would say visually and not necessarily how it, like, in terms of the angle and stuff like that, it was a bit like Spyro. You know, you're running around Whoville like as the Grinch.
One thing actually, right?
But really it was actually made by Konami. It was a Konami game, so
I was really joking. Like,
there's a Metal Gear in there, Chris.
So you know, in Grinch, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Grinch set at Christmas. Whoville is on a snowflake, right? And they celebrate Christmas every year.
Yeah.
Do they only live for as long as the snowflake is falling, or like it's for them? Are they living? For them, is that like millions of years of evolution when the snowflake is falling, or are they just like, oh yeah, here's Christmas for this one day that we have? Like how? That part bugged me, because I was like, at some point that's going to hit the ground and their entire world is going to shatter.
That bugged you?
Well, what about the other stems of the snowflake, or what about all the other snowflakes? What kind of worlds live in them?
Exactly.
Yeah. There should be a.
Kind of like when I was watching The Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm like, oh, but what about the other doors?
Yeah. When are we going to get the sequels when he goes to Easter and stuff? Is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
Yes.
It's November.
I do watch them. Yeah, I watch it on both. I love that one. That's a really good. That's a good Christmas film. There's nothing about it that I can fault.
Well, actually, what obviously we mentioned some movies earlier that we watch at Christmas time, but they're not necessarily Christmas movies. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Or what is there any that come to mind?
Now, is that just a film that has
Nightmare
Christmas
Before
theme, or
Christmas.
does it have to be released around Christmas?
Well, usually, you know what a Christmas
themed.
movie is.
Christmas
you know, it's
themed,
Christmas themed usually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Die Hard was released I think in July or something, but that's Christmas themed.
Yeah, Die Hard is officially a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I like Die Hard. I don't know if it'd be my favorite Christmas movie, if I'm honest, because I would categorize it as an action movie more than a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas movies. I don't think I ever have been.
Ah, humbug.
You're just
I got no games at Christmas, and I hate movies, and I don't like my family. Humbug.
I think it's.
I suppose I'm getting cold this year.
Nightmare Before Christmas for me.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't know, like, you ever go back and look at Home Alone? Like, that kid is a dick. And that entire family's a dick.
I've been trying to get. I've been trying to. It's like.
Actually, I really enjoy.
Watch Home Alone. Like, Pagan just won't watch it. I don't know why. But
I won't watch it either.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in so fucking long, and
I remember it being a great movie, but I think I would really enjoy it. But I just can't stomach that tarantula.
Oh yes. What's the second one then?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one as well. And not as much as I think the first one is better. It's got a better vibe
Second
overall.
one, I think, it's good for almost like Ghostbusters 2. It's like surprisingly good for a sequel.
Yes, yeah. Actually, it's a really good comparison. Ghostbusters, they're great. I always loved, and I actually went looking for it the other day, but none of the streaming services had it because I was like, this is a fun one. Let's throw it on. Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Great Christmas movie.
Yeah.
There's something about when Arnold Schwarzenegger just started doing family movies that it's so weird, but he's oddly entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really enjoyed that film. And plus it really captures sort of what we were talking about earlier. I think the difficulty of trying to get the thing that everyone wants, and then the stress that it causes.
Turbo, yeah. The PS5 currently is the new Turbo Man.
Yeah. PS5 is Turbo Man. I'm very happy that I got my Turbo Man.
Yeah. Same.
Woo!
It's so big. It's so much bigger than the PS4. But that disc thing annoys me.
Oh yeah.
I was actually genuinely about to put it in wrong and went, nope, wait, hold on. Turn this around.
It is awkward, isn't it? It doesn't feel right.
But you know what's funny? Instead of us holding it backwards just in our hand like this, we all go
That's because of how you take it out though.
I know, yeah, you take it out that way and then you go
And trying to get it out as well is hard.
That's fucking funny though. But it is odd. It's like it's been even advertised vertically. No one is gonna put it. Well, I suppose they imagine everyone's TV unit will only allow it to.
Yeah.
Why did they make it so big?
And even the shape of it just wouldn't look right if you put it sideways.
I don't think so, but I think some people like it that way. I don't really know. I prefer it vertically. I think it just
looks nicer.
It looks cool. So
before
we come to the end of this episode, then as you could tell, as it went down, the brothers it seemed to go like from really fond to pretty fond to not so fond. Memories of gaming at Christmas. But is there a game that you're hoping to play this Christmas, or one that you're looking forward to? It could be replaying, by the way. It's okay, Eric, if it's a game you already have.
Well,
and I don't Christmas Day either. It's the whole season.
Okay, well, that phase then, well, I have it. So Demon's Souls is one.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to play much of it yesterday, and I won't actually get much to play of it today either. But that and maybe Cyberpunk 2077.
Maybe.
Maybe. Gosh.
I don't know if I'm gonna get much gaming in. I might try and just see. Well, I'm wanting to get more Astro's rescue mission. I want to try and get more VR in basically over Christmas.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with VR, you can't just like jump in. There's a bit of a setup, like to get the thing set up and all that kind of stuff. You have to be really in the mood and moment to play it. So with the more time, then hopefully some more VR.
I'm sure that's no problem for you. You were able to, I don't know how, but spend hours playing Bug Snacks. So I think you will find a way.
Bug Snacks, yeah.
Game of the year.
That's a funny game.
Did you know that PlayStation, and at time of recording, I believe tonight is the deadline for when it's over, but PlayStation have their own little voting thing for Game Awards, and they had 17 different categories. I voted on it there last night.
All right, no, I didn't notice that.
But it was cool because they had options for every category, but then they had one option on all of them, which was other, and you could type in a game that you feel has been left out of the category, and you could vote for that, which I thought was really cool. So Yeah, just type in if Ghost of Tsushima is missing, like even if it doesn't apply to it, it's just like it's like best mobile game, Ghost of Tsushima. Everywhere.
I run around dressed as a samurai, and therefore I am mobile playing that game.
But I'm actually looking forward to playing that again this Christmas, which is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do New Game Plus on the PS5. I haven't got to play it on the PS5 yet.
Oh,
and I hope
it's very good on PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like
not
fast?
Yeah, it's not necessarily the visual. It's just the frame rate is a solid 60 FPS. Like it never dips. So it's just like super smooth. It looks great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. And probably as well to finish off the Legends story mode. I think that'd be fun. So I'm hoping to do that as well. But those are our plans for this Christmas in terms of gaming, unless something surprises us. It could, who knows. And then also those are some of our fonder Christmas gaming memories. So if you haven't watched this on YouTube and you have stuff you'd like to add to the conversation, whether it's stuff you're looking forward to playing or stuff that you remember getting at Christmas at some point, it doesn't have to be video games. I remember very fond memories as well of getting like Lego sets and building that, and that's always a fun one as well at Christmas time. But jump into the comments and let us know what your fond Christmas gaming memories are, or favorite Christmas movies, or anything Christmas related. And we'll get into the spirit of things. If you listen to us on audio platforms, you can get in touch with social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take again to let us know some of your fond Christmas memories. If you haven't as well, it would be great help to us. We'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed this episode to give it a like, hit subscribe, and click the notification bell. Show us some support. We'd like.
And if you think others would enjoy the getting in on the conversation as well, is to share it.
Oh yeah, big time. Share it like a present.
That's it. This is our gift to the world.
As well, I think it's not even fair to say that we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We hope you have a good one.
Happy
holiday. Everyone deserves it after this year.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. Everyone deserves it. This year was shite, so
if you
it's good.
Happy whatever it is you celebrate.
Have a good one, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye bye.